Just a moment. Today we have Eliahu from Spain. I don't know if I pronounced it that well. Now he lives in Israel, and I've invited him because he is one of the main reasons why I have started my YouTube channel. We'll talk about this maybe later, and also we'll talk about bad habits and good habits, and also about his story. So welcome, Eliahu. How are you?
Thank you. Thank you, Francesco. I'm very well, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here with you, sharing this call.
Yeah, I don't know how to call them, calls,
Yeah,
interviews. I don't know if I'm a developer, a journalist. I know nothing. I started to do some more technical stuff, but I've been a journalist. I'll put journalist in my CV now. Yeah,
definitely.
so
Yeah, and also you're doing a great job at it.
thank you. You made my day. Thank you. Yeah, yeah. Let's start with you, your story, and also your career. I don't know exactly what are you doing now, and for example,
Mm,
how did you become a developer? What are you? Yeah. So please tell me this.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, as you said, I'm from Spain. I came here to Israel before 8 years ago, and I also lived for a couple of years in England. I wanted to improve my English, and to be honest, I came here to Israel, and I didn't have the language. I thought that with English would be enough, because you have here in Israel a lot of tourists, a lot of Americans, a lot of people coming from all different parts of the world. And yeah, I thought I will handle it with English. Now the problem was that once you became an Israeli and you get the nationality and you start going to Ministry of Interior, doing papers, going to the bank, the day by day stuff,
The groceries. I
you
don't know.
actually
Yeah.
need a language.
Oh, yeah.
So for me was a little bit hard at the beginning, to be honest. I tweeted about it before, how my life started here in Israel, and it was challenging. It was challenging. I started cleaning houses. I started cleaning in a school, doing all kind of jobs that they were paying the bills at the end of the day, but it was the only thing that I could get. For me, there was not something beyond that. For me, it was like, this is what I have, and that's it. And 2015, I got married. 2015, I was already like 3 years here in Israel. Got married, and I was still working in cleaning. This time, I started working in a lab, cleaning cages for animals like mice and rats and things like that. Um, and after that, in part of this journey, I spoke with my wife. We had already a kid, my first son, and we had our second kid, my daughter, was coming, and we had this conversation where we talked like we need to grow in our careers. We need to do something. Back in Spain, I did jobs like a carpenter. I did jobs like selling in a mall. Uh, but we said, okay, we have to study, each one of us. We have to do something to build a career and to make money. Because at the end of the day, you are bringing kids to the world, and you have to pay bills, and you have to pay for schools, and you have to pay for insurance, health insurance, and so many things that those things just you just add. uh, so yeah, I have a friend here in Israel too, that I met here, and he actually works as a software developer, and and he talked me about he introduced me to this world, like he talked me, hey, listen, I do this, I do that, you should study this, this is a career that you can grow, you will reach whatever you want, you can do whatever you want, you will grow whatever you want. So yeah, I started with the free code camp,
Yeah.
things like this on the internet.
Yeah, and also, yeah, let me stop just for one
Yeah,
second. And I think at this point, your English helped you because a lot of resources and also programs they are in English. So if you have, so I always say that what we learn will always be useful in the future. We don't know when, but I think this helped you a lot.
exactly. I remember it was tough. It was tough that also the time in England. I remember like my boss. I got this agency that looks for a job for you. So you arrive to the country and you already have a place where to work, and it was this hotel where sorry, I'm taking you that back
No,
to
no,
to
okay.
to but yeah, I left Spain. The only thing I knew was you have to go to this place. They will hire you as a waiter in this hotel. And back then it was 2000, something like this. There were no smartphones. So, like now you go with your GPS. You go with. I printed the map. I have to take this flight. It was the first time I took a
I
flight
get
by my own.
yeah,
Uh, I was with this paper, like you have to take this train, this bus afterwards,
I
and then
remember.
to wait, all times.
Yeah.
Uh, so yeah, maybe couple of the first couple of months I was there in England, and my boss told me, "Hey, listen, I thought you were coming with a better English," and I was like, "Wow, why did you just said that to me? I mean, this was a very tough comment." And instead of that day, it was hard to go back home after work, but and also I thought I will go back to Spain, back to my family, to my comfort zone, but I took it as a challenge, and I took it as something that it will make me grow. And I think since then, every time I felt that the situation was hard, the situation was tough, I learned that something better was gonna come.
Mm.
Because I think when you are struggling, you find a way to succeed, and you find a way to something better. And yeah, I left. I started there as a waiter. Then I went up to be as a receptionist, answering the phone, making reservations for the hotel. I mean, closing the hotel at night and things like that. And I was there for a year and a half, nearly 2 years. And yeah, so when I came here to Israel, and and I decided, coming back to where we were. Me and my wife, we decided we had to do something, and yeah, so I talked with this friend and started looking on the internet for courses and things like to learn. But I have to be honest. At the beginning, I didn't like to go on these tutorials.
Mm.
I couldn't question. Not question. I couldn't. Yeah, like some tutor, some mentoring, someone that I could. Hey, listen, I have this doubt. I need you to help me with this. So at the end, I end up signing for an academy here in Israel for a full stack developer course of 1 year, and I took this course. They taught us from HTML, CSS, and all the JavaScript. I did some Angular in the course. We did Angular, also some PHP, and it was wow, it was amazing to learn all this
Yeah.
stuff.
I think that I think that also Italian and Spanish people, they are similar in some ways. They need we need maybe some contact, so maybe
Yeah,
with people. So maybe
definitely.
these are also hard times for us. So we like to hug, to cuddle with
Totally,
people,
man.
to laugh. I think that you can understand me.
Yeah,
Yeah. So maybe this is what you missed in the beginning.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, so yeah, and in this place we had this teacher. We were doing twice a week lessons for 4 hours every day in the evening, and it was. I remember waking up like 5 in the morning, going to
Yeah.
work, starting my shift at 7, working for 10 hours until 5. Then twice a week, these lessons were from 6 until 10,
Mm.
and going back home at 12 in the night. So it was a year, yeah, something like a year that it was really stressed, but in the other hand, I enjoyed because I was finally doing. I met my passion. You know, I find out that this passion.
And I always say that there are some periods in our lives. Sometimes they are a little bit longer, but we can do this maybe for maybe not for 20 years or for 40 years, or maybe
Yeah.
if you want to change your life. I've had here a lot of people doing this, and also me. So the
Hmm.
people that they decide, okay, for 1 year, for 6 months, I want to go super focused on this because I want to achieve this goal.
Right.
So yeah, let's keep
Right.
going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. I mean, and at the end of the day, it's a decision that you make, right? You want to change something in your life. It has to. You have to pay the cost of the
Yeah,
change.
Let me make you a question. In those year, have you had problem in sleeping, or you just go to sleep very fast? Because usually when we work so hard, then we go we sleep.
Actually, yeah. I mean, most of the time, yes. But in the other, for some other days, I was like, I have to fix this bug. What happened here?
Okay,
Your brain is still like, you
in
just
that
came
case,
back from the school, and you are like, oh
yeah,
my god, I just did learn this. I want to practice tomorrow. I want to sit down and practice more. And
yeah,
so yeah,
yeah,
also get this
yeah.
excitement.
Yeah, there are some memes like our wives. They say, "Oh, what is he thinking about about that bug?" Of course. Yeah,
Yeah, man. Yeah, I remember my wife saying that I because I know that you are not cheating, but but you go for so long to the room, and you spend a lot of hours in the room with the computer. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I can
yeah,
be here for all day.
yeah. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, thank you for this. Thank you. Yeah. Please keep going because this is getting
Yeah.
very interesting. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so I was there. I started in there May 2018, and something like December 2018, January 2019. This friend that he talked me about the web development uh, said to me that there was an opening in his company, the company that he used to work, and I applied for it, and I wrote about it. I didn't do technical interview. I didn't do anything. I just got a phone call from his boss. Uh, wanted He wanted to know about myself. We chat for like 10-15 minutes on the phone, and the next I know, I got this offer in the email, like a contract, and that's
Nice.
it. So in one hand, I still have this imposter syndrome about it, to be honest, because I know it's hard to enter for the first job Also,
Mm. Yeah.
when a web developer we don't have experience, it's hard to get this first job. And for me, it was easy, to be honest. So I still, sometimes I have this imposter syndrome of why I didn't deserve. For sure, there
Yeah.
are people that are better, and they didn't got this chance. But you know, we all have these feelings from time to time,
No,
and with also with time, I started also feeling better, or knowing how
yeah.
to deal with.
I'm Yeah, I'm pretty sure that if you are not working there, that you had worked maybe another time. Maybe you needed maybe 1 month more. But in my
Hmm.
yeah, for what you said, for me, it's totally fine for me, because yeah, you need to start in some ways. Yeah, no, and
Right.
it's more about your passion. If you like that
Hmm.
in some months, in some years, as you said, you can
Exactly.
grow a lot. So it's up to you, in my opinion.
Hmm.
Thank you for sharing this very very honestly. I really love honest people like you. I really
Thank you.
like this. Thank you for sharing this. Yeah, so we are at 2019 now. Yeah, so it
Yeah.
feels yeah.
So yeah, it's so
Mhm.
I worked in there. They hired me as a contractor
Mhm.
through a third company, because of the internal budget in the company, whatever. And I was hired at the beginning just for 2 months, full time. I completed these 2 months in this company, and the manager said to me, he came and said, "Hey, listen, I want you here. I don't want you to go." And for me, this was like it was a very important in my career. This gave
Nice.
me a lot of confidence, and that the manager was happy with my job, what I was doing. And I learned a ton in there from the business. From the business, we were like 6 people in the team: two developers, my friend and I, and one designer, and we were retention, from a client retention, and the other one was a SEO expert and more of advertising. So we were a very close team, and I learned a ton from every one of them.
Mm.
And at the end of these 2 months, my manager, came to me and said, "Hey, listen, I want you to stay." And he talked with his manager, and they did something in there, so they reduced me to half time, but they extended the contract
Nice.
for another 3 months, and I was like this every 3 months, renewing this contract
Okay.
until December 2019. So I was, yeah, January until December in this company, and finished during 2019. Also, I finished my studies.
Good.
The last also the end of the project, like end of I don't know how you call it, like a last project of the course, which it was a full stack
Uh,
application, like a
nice.
front end, back end, to build to build like a shop, and with the database, everything. And yeah, I passed it. I got my diploma, everything. And once it got to this December 2019, I started looking for something else, different companies, because I already wanted to start working a full time job, and also to have a contract, like not to be renewing the contract every 3 months,
Yeah.
because
Yeah, it's not
uh,
normal. You also yeah. You and you are already kids. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, of
yeah,
course.
I was already with 2 kids.
Yeah. So that's total.
I was
Yeah.
I was already with 2 kids. I was I mean, I needed this settle down,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
not to be every 3 months with this uncertainty of
Yeah. Yeah.
I will get another 3 months or not, or
Yeah. You can. Yeah. You.
so.
Yeah. You can do this if you are 15, 16. Maybe you can do
Right,
this.
right, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
But
totally.
yeah, and I think that
So,
also you have put so much effort, because as you said, you want maybe to be more settled, to be to sleep well. So I think this is why you put so much effort. So I totally agree with you with your
mhm.
decision. Yeah. So we are yeah.
Yeah, so
2020.
we are right at the door of the pandemic, and
Right, right.
this
We
was
are
December.
getting there. Yeah.
Yeah, December 2019, and I got a job offer from Deloitte Israel. Uh, we we build knowledge management platforms. I don't know if you. I mean, you have a company that, for example, they need to manage the knowledge inside the company. So you have like
Ah,
I don't know,
okay.
300 employees, 5,000. You have your employees
Internal stuff.
that they
Yeah.
are they are they need resources. They create their own resources, and they also can reuse them. And they don't go to this folder somewhere that I did this presentation for this client, and then somewhere else need it, or so it's a world that you
Yeah.
can use this. So we build these platforms for companies all over the world. We are actually center of excellence inside Deloitte. We are center of excellence in Deloitte Israel knowledge management
Nice.
department. So yeah, I got this job offer from them, and yeah, I accepted. I went to work over there, and I met the team. We are like 20, around 20 developers in there.
Nice.
uh, yeah, so it's like a big team, a lot of new connections, new people to learn from, a
Yeah.
really really nice environment. And yeah, we got to this. I think it was March 2020.
We are getting there. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And then,
So the thing is that I remember it was on Thursday, yeah, the end of the week, something like this, and Deloitte here in Israel, they were implementing a 1 day work from home. So we were gonna start working from home once a week, and this was the week before the first lockdown.
yeah,
So
just
yeah,
testing. Just testing. Yeah.
yeah, thank God we were prepared. I mean,
Nice.
we were prepared for this start working from home, although we were pushed to it.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I started working from home since March 2020, and until now, there were some periods of time where we had like coming back to work once or twice a week in the office. But now recently, we last Friday, we entered to the third lockdown since last
Yeah.
year's. So yeah, basically that's more or less
Yeah.
the story.
Yeah, thank you for sharing this because I really wanted to hear this story. Yeah, also here in Italy we had a kind of hard times in the beginning because we had hit
Yeah,
quite kind of hard in the beginning. Now it's getting better. We are all in a semi lockdown now. Yeah, so
yeah,
yeah,
Italy. I remember. I mean, I have also my whole family back in Spain,
mm,
and I remember that Italy and Spain, they were pretty bad at the
yeah,
beginning.
yeah. In the beginning,
But
yes, yeah.
yeah, but you got out pretty good.
Yeah, yeah. Hard times. I stayed. I think like 2 months in my house without
Hmm.
even leaving. That just going out maybe one
Yeah.
once per week. Yeah. So yeah, thank you for sharing this. I wanted to hear this. Yes. So yeah, can you talk a little bit about your Twitter experience because I want to get there. I also would like to talk a little bit, maybe 2 minutes about me, so I can thank you properly, almost in person. Yeah. So please, because your account is kind of new, I think. I don't know how many followers you
My
have now.
account is, if you go back to the time I opened it, it was like, if I'm not mistaken, December 2018, something like a couple of
My,
years,
yeah,
3 years already.
yeah, Mine is 2013, and I've never published and never done a tweet in 7 years.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, no, mine is was very similar. Like some retweet here, some like there.
yeah,
But
exactly.
to be honest, I didn't understand how Twitter worked. I mean, I was this like scrolling in my timeline, but I didn't know how to. I don't know. I didn't get it. I didn't get it.
I, I had the same problem, and I also think that Twitter doesn't help you in the beginning. For example, on Instagram,
Hmm.
they help you. Maybe there is a new
Yeah.
person. In Twitter, nothing.
Hmm.
You are alone. You see a lot of stuff. I
Right.
know nothing about that.
Right,
2015.
like also when I started answering, I didn't know if I was answering to the right tweet, or if I was answering
I don't know.
somewhere else. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was funny, it was funny. And
yeah. So
but yeah, I got to Twitter, and from time to time I was, in the shadows, checking technologies,
lurking,
checking, yeah,
lurking. Yeah.
looking, yeah, like you go
Wrong with that.
to, yeah, 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 some tips here, some nice article there, but not very much
Involved.
uh,
Yeah.
entering to talk with people.
Yeah.
And then in July, June, July, something like this, I decided to start talking with replying. More like tweeting tweets of my own, more like replying to someone else's tweets. And this led me to start tweeting small ideas or small things,
Nice.
and to start following people like you, following Danny Thompson. He was like one of the first ones to,
What?
and and to be more part of the community. I started feeling a part of the community. And at the end of the day, we are chatting. It's like the way I see it today, it's like hey, this is our chat, because we are content creators. You take your ideas and you tweet about it, but then you go in the comments and you see like, hey, you like it this? Yeah, I did like it. You could do this, or you could, and we throw tips, we throw things like,
Yeah.
we are having a conversation. So yeah, I entered this community. I started also sharing, also getting more info, knowing a lot of more people, not just the one that I thought uh, were the legends, let's say. Because at the beginning, I was just following the big accounts, Traversy Media, West Boss, these
Yeah.
big accounts that you think
Mhm.
I will learn the most from them. But today, I can follow this guy with 300 followers, and I will learn a ton from him also.
Of
And
course.
I understood too that the community is not about the numbers you have in the following, but the content and that you provide, the quality.
Yeah, I totally agree with this. Sometimes it's hard to discover them. Sometimes I ask publicly to give some more visibility to them. Do this maybe on a monthly basis. I say, for
Hmm.
example, yeah, please share them, because sometimes I know that in the beginning
Right.
it's super hard to get noticed. And also, I think for you, maybe in the beginning, because maybe, yeah, maybe if you have few followers, you don't know, you don't have so much interaction, you are not that much to get into Twitter. That could
Hmm.
be a good thing, in my opinion. It depends. But yes, so this was the end of July, you said.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And in the meanwhile, on my side, I was struggling because I wanted to publish my very first YouTube video, and I struggled with that so much. So for the 25th of July, on the 7th of August, I was planning to do this video. So finally, I decided to do this running video, which is just a video of me running for charity. Yeah, and this was my idea. So I didn't even thought that if that would be maybe a good idea or not. So I just went out I think it was like 4:30 a.m. in the morning. Even if it was summer, it was kind of cold.
Hmm.
And So I made this video. I come back home. I started editing. I never edited a video in my life. It took me like, I think, like 12 hours for a 4 or 5 minutes video, something like that. Yeah, yeah. And finally I've published this video. And yeah, and there was finally there was a donation on that site, and it was from Eliahu. I will forever remember this, because this said, okay, this is working. So someone actually donated. Thank you. I will never thank you enough for this, because yeah, this really helped me to say, okay, no, so I can now, I can do this. I can do another one now.
Mhm.
And then we know how it ended now. But in the beginning, it's hard to decide. Maybe you have two paths, maybe, yeah, in front of you. You need
Mhm.
to choose. Maybe I should do another one. Maybe now it could be sounds obvious, but at the beginning it's something that I created from scratch.
Right.
Yeah. So thank you so much, because you really gave me,
You're welcome.
yeah, yeah, the spark, just to get started with YouTube. Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
I'm glad that you did. Look at you now.
yeah.
You started running in August and you didn't stop. You are still
Yeah.
running here
Yeah,
this
yeah,
YouTube channel and
yeah, yeah, and running in other ways. Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah, and I really and I've done something that I
I
really enjoyed. Yeah,
I see two things here. One is the helping others, that I think it's something that it's really important to help others. If you don't help economically, because you cannot, you can help with knowledge. You can help in many different ways, and I think to help others, it also helps you. It also helps you because it brings you joy when you are doing it. But apart from this, what I realize since I started to be more active in Twitter is that you never know the impact you can make in another people's life,
yeah,
because at the end of the day, I'm here in Israel, you are in Rome, and I don't know, with 50 followers in Twitter, and I'm no one here in Twitter, and you are with your, I don't know how many followers in Twitter by that time, but
mm,
thousands, and I was doing this impact on you. So
exactly.
you never know what's the impact you are gonna make in somewhere
Yeah,
else life. So it's important that we always try to do our best and to make others do their
yeah,
best too.
yeah. Yeah, and please let me remind that the number of followers doesn't mean anything. Maybe it means that I stayed on Twitter maybe more than you, just that, maybe. So, but it means nothing. There's no, I don't know, social classes of followers. In my opinion, there are not still. As you said, maybe sometimes it's hard to interact with people with have maybe 3 followers. Sometimes
Mhm.
it's hard to discover them. But as you said, you can have, yeah, a good
Yeah.
knowledge. I really don't notice about that. Maybe the opposite. Maybe if I see something valuable, and if I see notice that they are small, I try to help them maybe a little bit more, because if they are already
You
big,
helped me.
they can grow.
You honestly helped me a lot. I mean,
Thank you.
I remember you saying to me like, you will grow once you reach the 500, once you reach the 1,000, you will grow even faster. And also we chat from Instagram chat, we chat from LinkedIn chat,
Yeah,
we
whenever you
talk
want.
from the, yeah. And this is at the end of the day what I most like about it, like making friends, making people to know better each other, and
Yeah.
help each other,
Yeah, yeah, and I always talk about making strong connection on socials, because sometimes there is
right.
this little game on social, just a number of likes, a number of retweets, a number of comments. Instead,
Hmm.
that like, yeah, to create some, as you said, as a Spanish, you can understand me, some stronger connections with
Hmm.
people. So I really wanted you to be here, really,
Yeah.
with all myself, because yeah, yeah, because
Hmm.
I noticed that after these interviews, my relationship with that person is totally different. We can, yeah, really answer each other, send messages. It's yeah, it's better
Right.
for me. Yeah, I always say that it's better to have 100 through connection, that 100 of thousands of followers that you don't even
Totally.
know, in my opinion.
Totally.
This is my opinion. Yeah.
Hmm.
So yeah. So thank you. Yeah, I'd like to talk, if you want, 5 minutes, 5 minutes about bad habits and good habits, because you have tweeted something about that. I leave you the honor to talk about that. Congratulations already on that, please.
Well, today, time of recording the video, it's 11th of January, 2021, and today I made it to 6 months since I quit smoking.
Wow.
And after 17 years that I smoked,
Wow.
and yeah, I picked up the habit as a teenager, like school after school, a cigarette, you will look fancy, and things like that. But then during my whole life, I was a regular smoker. I didn't smoke too much, but I didn't smoke just a few. Um, but then I sometimes different times that I wanted to give up and to quit smoking, and I couldn't. So in July I decided to go to a therapist. That it's more like a coaching, because we were already in the pandemic, and it was all the conversation, all the sessions that we had, they were through the phone. So basically what she told me was, you have to change the habits. You are smoking in the I was here at home, working from home already. So I didn't smoke at home because of the kids, because of the family. I didn't smoke inside my place. So I used to go outside in my front door, smoke the cigarette, come back to inside, continue working, doing my life. So she said to me, you have to stop smoking in the same place, because you have the habit that you go to smoke in that place, and your brain has the connection that whenever you are in that place, you crave for the cigarette. So you have to change this. She also said to me, if you are with a coffee in the morning, you crave for the cigarette with the coffee in the morning. So whenever you drink this coffee, take a deep breath, wait for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, don't smoke the cigarette with the coffee in your hand. So you make this switch from your brain. You are breaking this connection of, whenever I have my coffee, I will have the cigarette.
Oh, nice.
So I started implementing this, and slowly I was dropping this amount of cigarettes that I was smoking until 11th of July, that I stopped and never come back. And then I read the book Atomic Habits,
Yes. Yes. Perfect.
and I understood what this woman was doing in those sessions that I had when I quit smoking, because at the end of the day, our brain, it's made of connections, and the
Yeah.
connections are memories. The connections are things that we get used to. And I said to my wife, to this very day, like, I'm going to the supermarket, and I see the stuff of the supermarket when I have to do the shopping, and I see the stuff that they are having this break when they go for a coffee and a cigarette, and my brain, it's telling me, hey, listen, do you remember where you when you used to work in a different place, and you had this break also for coffee break, and you used to go for a cigarette? And this moment is when I crave for the cigarette. But I realize that, this is something that my brain is doing this connection. So so I have this 1 minute, 2 minutes of, okay, my brain, it's telling me, hey, do you remember that you used to do this? And this is me craving for the cigarette. This is my brain craving for the cigarette, not me, because I'm not smoking anymore. I'm not a smoker anymore. And with this, everything in your life it's the same. Whenever you do this connection in your brain, and you wire this connection in your brain, if it's to pick up a good habit, this good habit will stay, because you will associate the coffee with the cigarette. So you will associate the waking up with drinking 2 glasses of water. So your brain will make this association, and you will crave for
yeah,
it, because it's your brain the one saying, I need this, I need you to give me this now.
yeah,
And yeah, I came to understand this.
yeah. Thank you, thank you, thank you for saying this. If we can help even one person quitting smoke by watching this video, I'm
Yeah,
super, super happy about this. So
me
it's
too,
already super worth. So I,
me
ho-
too.
I hope that this can help someone else, yeah, out there. Yeah, thank you, and also congratulations.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. At the end of the day, it's just this. It's your brain. It's not your. It's not you saying, I need a cigarette. It's not your body. It's not your. It's not the what we think sometimes. It's like, but I have this nicotine, or I have these chemicals that they put inside the cigarettes, and because of that, my body is the one that wants the cigarette. It's not that. It's your brain. It's how you wired your brain
Yeah,
that you go to the bad habit.
yeah,
That's why they say that smoking is a bad habit, and they don't say other things. They say that it's a bad
yeah.
habit.
Yeah, and thank you. You explained this super well in 5 minutes. Yeah,
Thank
and
you.
I always say that that our brains is is the most powerful thing that we have as animals. It's like the claws for the tiger, but it's
Hmm.
powerful, but it's also very lazy. It can take a good bad habits, so we need to take the control of our brains. So I mean, this
Right.
can sound strange. Sometimes we lose the control of it. Instead, we if we manage to use that is not a proverb, but if we use that in a proper way, yeah, we can really do great things. Yeah,
Exactly.
it's about how we
Exactly.
use them. Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, for example, if we are talking about how we learn or things like that, I dropped school when I was 16, 17 years old. I dropped school, and I started doing jobs here and there. And then when I was 30, I started learning software development. So for me, it was like, wow, I've been more than 10 years. I didn't touch a book, or I didn't touch, someone
yeah,
explaining me something. But at the end of the day, as you say, this is our brain, the most powerful thing. You have just to wire it. You have just to program it, and make it work.
yeah, yeah. I really like this. Yeah, thank you, Eliahu. Yeah, I really wish you best luck for this year. I don't know which are your future plans, and also, yeah, also where can we find you if you just use Twitter, as you said, so we can put the links in the description. Follow
Okay.
follow this guy; you will never regret that. Yeah, please.
Thank you. And yeah, I started blogging, not regularly, but whenever I find the time, or whenever I can, I blog. And I would like to start doing some YouTube. I didn't post any video yet. I thank you, because of you I have like 14 followers, subscribers on the YouTube.
Yeah,
But I'm planning to do something with the YouTube, small tutorials, or
yeah,
small things
yeah,
with the time in the future. I would love to. I would
yeah.
love to at least to try. I see a lot of people taking this lead, and I know I'm not feeling the pressure, but I feel I have to try. at least if I don't like it at the end or I don't want to continue, but
Yeah.
for sure to try.
Yeah, yeah. In my opinion, there are so many different ways to make videos, so short videos, long videos, just Q&A, live streams,
Mm,
live coding. There are so many different things that you can do, and maybe there is one type of thing that you like to do. Yeah, please consider me if you want to do some small collaboration. I'll be
thank
there.
you.
We can do something together. I'd like to make some collaborations with every person that has been on my channel. I will not say no to you that easily. Yeah, so yeah, but
Thank
it's
you.
about, yeah, it's about also, yeah, finding a good idea. So yeah, yeah, you have time, but yeah, consider me also if you want to ask me anything, because sometimes it's hard also to get started. I tweet about
Mhm.
a lot about that lately. So yeah, that's it. That's it.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank
So
you. Thanks a lot.
yeah,
Thank you, and again, thanks a lot for having me here, and for truly be a good connection on Twitter. It was, I really found a really good person, and I'm happy. I'm happy that we connected through Twitter, and we are having this conversation today.
perfect, perfect. You really, yeah, you really made my day because I really wanted to talk with you. Thank you, really personally. And that's it. I don't know if we will ever met. Maybe one day. I don't know. I'd like to. I'd love to. But let's first of all, yeah, let's see how it goes with this COVID situation, and then we'll see. We will start traveling again. Maybe I'll do, I don't know, a world tour of all the people that I like on Twitter. I'm thinking
Yeah.
about that. I don't know if I can do that. Probably not. Yeah, it will be awesome. But just
Well,
let me.
at least we're close. At least we're close. Like a
Yeah,
2.5 hour flight. It's not
yeah,
that bad.
not that far. I have some people from Australia, and I like them, and maybe it's a little bit harder to reach them as well. Maybe we need to find some spot in the middle, maybe. So maybe it's easier, as you said, in
Yeah.
this case.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. So, would you like to leave a final message to people that are watching this? But thank you already for saying this. So just yeah, to help them, and then yeah, we'll say goodbye.
Final message, it can be for maybe for people changing careers, for people that is starting on web development, to tell them, keep pushing, keep learning. uh, the important things are projects that you finish. I tweeted about this the other day. It doesn't matter if you finish or not your Udemy courses.
Ah, yeah, I remember this.
The important thing it's the projects that you put in your portfolio and you show recruiters. So yeah, keep doing what you are doing, and
Yeah.
you will land the job.
Yeah, and my opinion, an interview will never ask you how many Udemy courses have you done on JavaScript, but maybe how many projects have you done with
Right?
JavaScript. Maybe,
Yeah,
maybe,
yeah. That's
maybe this
that's
is
a better question. Yeah.
yeah, of course. Yeah, so thank you again. See you on Twitter. Please follow him everywhere. Yeah.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye. Bye bye, Elian.
Bye. Bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you, Francesco. Thank you.
Bye bye.